The 2025 Gravity SUV is the new model that startup Lucid Motors has chosen to follow the beautiful Air luxury sedan. It has two electric motors that provide all-wheel drive, and Lucid claims the Gravity's maximum range will be more than 440 miles per charge. We expect this figure to extend to higher-end models, while less expensive options will get a smaller battery with lower, but still impressive range. Both 2-row and 3-row versions of the Gravity will be offered, with the 3 rows getting 6 and 7 passenger seating options. The seats fold flat to provide plenty of space for cargo, and there's a decent-sized front trunk in front of the windshield where the gas-powered SUV's engine would be. Although the Gravity's battery case is a different shape, the 2,174 mAh cells and modules inside are the same as those used in the Air. The engine, drive unit and power electronics units use 90% carrier parts. This makes Gravity just the right amount of speed. But it's not as fast as the Air because the Gravity is about 660 pounds heavier. On the road, the Gravity has the same downforce and ability as the Air, but in a different key. Our test vehicle was in the middle of suspension tuning, accompanied by a laptop. Technicians Rachel Abril and John Culliton tracked the electronic traces of each bounce and rebound and adjusted the damper control algorithms accordingly. The car also lacked rear-wheel steering, which would be standard on some models. Lucid says the Gravity has a coefficient of drag, CD, of 0.24, too low for a car that can carry 6 or 7 people and their luggage. That compares to the Air sedan's remarkably slippery 0.20 on 19-inch wheels. Note, CD cannot be compared between different manufacturers because there is no single accepted standard for measuring it. Lucid says one version will provide 440 miles of range. We expect the Gravity to launch with a larger 118.0 kWh battery pack. The Gravity SUV comes with dual electric motors and standard all-wheel drive. A rear-wheel drive base model may join the lineup later. Like the Air sedan, the Gravity will likely be offered in 620 horsepower touring guise and 1050 horsepower Grand Touring trim. A maximum performance Sapphire model with up to 1234 horsepower is also available. The entry-level model, which will be called the Pure, should have around 480 horsepower. Air suspension and rear steering are both expected to be optional. Lucid claims the Gravity can tow up to 6,000 pounds. We found it in California and can report that acceleration is quick and the ride handles nicely. Air springs, funnily enough, not available on Lucid Air, smooth the ride even on rough roads. The Air springs control body roll well, but it was always clear that we were dealing with a lower EV luxury sedan behind the wheel of a taller SUV. Still, the suspension adept soaked up surprisingly rough pavement on little-used San Francisco Bay Area roads, and even a pothole that sent the entire structure rumbling. We tested all 3 drive modes. Smooth is the default mode for comfort and may still need some suspension tuning. It was the smoothest, least jerky, and the steering was noticeably lighter, but there was some secondary rebound action that we didn't experience in the other modes. Lucid sees itself as a technology company, not just a car manufacturer. To drive that point home, the EV startup equipped the Gravity with a massive 34.0-inch curved screen that serves as everything from a speedometer to an FM radio. The display floats above the dashboard similar to the one on the Air sedan, but its layout is slightly different and it controls the company's next-generation infotainment software. A second display is mounted on the column to the right of the steering wheel, providing access to more of the vehicle's functions, including climate control. A head-up display with an augmented reality navigation system will also be available. Voice recognition is of course a standard feature, but we haven't heard anything about smartphone connectivity features like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. More information on the Gravity's infotainment offerings will be available closer to the SUV's launch. Lucid is no stranger to luxury, and the Gravity builds on that reputation nicely with a spacious cabin decked out in luxurious, stylish-looking materials. 2- and 3-row interior layouts are offered. The latter is available with either a second-row bench or a pair of captain's chairs for 7 or 6 passenger capacity. While the interior design is inspired by the Air sedan, the Gravity is the more family-friendly of the two. The second and third row seats fold flat and take up surprisingly little space when folded, creating a cavernous and almost minivan-like cargo area. A new center console between the front seats provides reconfigurable bins and cubbies, a pair of picnic tables with built-in charging ports that open from the front seatbacks for rear seat passengers, and a useful front luggage compartment provides plenty of space. The Swift is more performance-oriented, more with a sharper suspension feel, a faster acceleration curve and a sportier weight to the steering wheel. Sprint has kept the big SUV flatter in the corners at the cost of a rougher ride. The mid-range option, the Swift, was our favorite, but the Smooth may produce happier passengers after a long family trip.